Hello again, everyone, and welcome to Motorsports Magazine from the Airborne Speedway in Plattsburgh. I'm Rick Knowles, joined on the broadcast by Racing Rob Knowles. Tonight, 5 divisions of racing action and some good competition expected because double points are on the line for the midseason championships.
And there's a lot of different factors going into the racing action tonight, Rick. We've had weather issues through much of the day. Not that has had any type of impact on practice, but for a lot of the teams, they looked at the radar and there's no way we're going to race tonight. So a lot of drivers got here late. They missed the first round of practice. So some teams are scrambling because of that. And then when you also factor in when the sun has been out, the track's really been heating up. I was talking to some of the drivers over in the pits, and they were saying that their cars weren't handling the way they really would like them to, and they were having to fool around with tire pressure. And as the sun starts to set, or if we get cloud cover like we have right now, that will further play around with the racetrack and some of the heat in the track and the race conditions. So I think there's a lot of different variables that will go into tonight's racing, and the teams that are best able to figure that out, well, we'll see them race up front.
As we mentioned, double points on the line tonight, Rob, and a win in the modified division for Martin Roy would really open that up division.
Well, Martin Roy has certainly built up a pretty good-sized lead. He won a couple of times. But last week was a good week for Patrick Dupree. He finished second, and that at least put him in the neighborhood of Martin Roy. But you're right, it's a big race tonight for the drivers that are going after a track championship. And Martin Roy has been the man to beat. A lot of other drivers have been trying to figure their cars out, still not real happy with their setups. With double points on the line tonight, if Roy were to have another good night, he really would go a long way towards putting himself in a great position to win a track title.
Mike Bruno is back in the Crickets 22, and even though having missed a week earlier on in the season, Mike is still in the thick of things.
He is. He's in the top 5 in points. And you're right, even though he missed a week, he was going to miss some other weeks as well, but we were rained out in those weeks. So with a good finish for him tonight, he would throw his name right back into the ring as well. We mentioned Patrick Dupree, George Foley in the top 5, Leon Gagnon in the top 5. But Martin Roy has been the class of the field to this part of the season, clearly the most consistent.
Some ride hopping actually going in the sportsman division tonight as Chris Reeves and Skip Liberty switch cars.
Well, Skip Liberty had an ATV incident that dinged him up, and wasn't sure if he was going to be able to race at all tonight, actually. And the way things were going with those two teams, the 00 was off the pace. The 59 was running well, as we saw last week. Skip's car's finally getting back to where we would expect it to be. And those two drivers are going to switch their cars. We'll see Skip in the 00 tonight and Chris Reeves in the 59. But there's been one name, Rick, that has been the name of the sportsman over the last 3 weeks, and that's been the name of Robin Wood, who has clearly figured this racetrack out. I think he is the one guy that has every lane working on the track in the division. And because of that, he is the man to beat. And the racetrack took a little different approach to Robin and his success this week. Tell us about that approach.
$100 bounty on the head of Robin Wood tonight if any driver beats Robin, and Robin finishes the race. That's also part of the deal. He'll get an extra $100 added to his check.
And also at the same time, Robin could race for $200 if he were to start at the back of the pack. If he were to start dead last, he would have an opportunity, if he were to win, to pick up an additional $200. So he will have that available to him. But with double points on the line, I'm going to guess that that's something that he would probably not entertain, even though he'd have a chance to pick up an extra $200 in cash. With the double points, he's probably going to want to start with his handicap, which would be somewhere in the middle of the pack.
Let's think about this, though. When we were getting ready to film, we had 20 sportsman cars in attendance.
Yeah.
There's 6 cars qualify out of each heat. So the highest he's going to start, having won the last 3 weeks, is 18th. Why not start last?
Yeah, and if they were to have any type of problem with other cars, then it might even be closer than that. So there were just 20 sportsman cars signed in tonight. I think there were a bunch of things factoring into the car count being down as well. One, of course, is graduation weekend on this side of Lake Champlain. All the New York schools holding graduation ceremonies in the last 2 or 3 days. It's a big weekend for graduation parties. And also with the weather, that might have led some other drivers who perhaps have a little bit of a longer haul to the racetrack to decide maybe not to make the trip with the weather forecast being a little bit iffy.
Modified, Sportsmen, Renegades, Mini Modifieds, and Bombers. Those are the 5 divisions in competition tonight. We'll have it all for you right here on Motorsports Magazine from the all-new Airborne Speedway. It is next.
46 on the inside. It is the West Side Auto Renegade for Joe Daniels. He's from Katyville. And shotgun on the field is the points leader in the Budweiser, number 29. It is Nick Haywood. Green flag is out, this third qualifier, racing in turn number 2. Mark Karen from the outside has the lead down the backstretch. Robbie Favreau looking to move on the outside as well. They're 3 wide into turn number 3 with Keith Pelkey in the 24 down on the inside. Jason Sawyer drifting up the track in the number 28, now coming back to a middle groove as they race off turn 4. A little bumping and banging as threading the needle is Nick Haywood in car number 29. Look at Haywood move in that 29. Now Pelkey is going to make a 3 wide move, diving down to the inside. Again, Nick Haywood moving in the 29, threading the needle down the backstretch. Keith Pelkey in the 24, Nick Haywood in the 29. They're both charging to the front. Out front, it is Mark Karen in car number 5. Side-by-side battle for the second spot. Jason Sawyer in the 28, Robbie Favreau in the number 27. They race side-by-side for second. Keith Pelkey in the 24, running a middle line down the backstretch. Nick Haywood's working the rim on the outside. Right now he is 5th, but he's looking to move. Now Keith Pelkey drifts up in front of the 29 as Haywood had to get on the binders. Mark Karen showing the way out front with car number 5. And the 28 for Jason Sawyer, the 27 for Robbie Favreau. That side-by-side battle for the second spot has been ongoing. And Keith Pelkey's thinking about threading the needle down the backstretch. He backed out of it. No, I got a piece of Robbie Favreau going into turn number 3. Favreau goes around. Joe Daniels gets a piece of him on the right side, and that's going to bring out the yellow. The yellow flag comes out. You can see some damage on the right front of Keith Pelkey's number 24. Keith, we're ready to run again in qualifier number 3 with Mark Karen and Jason Sawyer in row number 1. They'll set the pace as they start to get on the hammer coming off turn number 4. Down the front stretch, green flag. Jason Sawyer in the 28 trying to get the job done on the outside. He will take the lead off turn number 2 and drive away down the backstretch. He's bringing Nick Haywood with him. Sawyer down the backstretch in the 28, leading by a car length. The 29 of Haywood trying to get to that second spot. Now diving down to the inside as he's looking for the lead. To the inside of Sawyer off turn number 4. Halfway in qualifier number 3 for the Renegades. Jason Sawyer has the lead at the stripe, but he's running that middle line. Nick Haywood working down to the inside, drifting up the track off turn number 2. They're 3 wide, battling for the 4th spot with Joe Daniels, Keith Pelkey, and Robert Gordon. But out front, here comes Nick Haywood, the points leader in the 29. Winner last week, charging to the front, trying to take the lead away from Jason Sawyer. Sawyer in the 28 holds on to that top spot, but it was only by a couple of feet at the stripe. Now Haywood again is able to run up the track off 2, maintain the momentum. Sawyer sticks the nose back out in front. The battle's still ongoing for 3rd, but here comes Nick Haywood charging through. Let's see if he can clear him this time off turn number 4. Down the front stretch, again a good run for Sawyer, picking up the momentum and still leading by 2 feet at the start-finish line. Nick Haywood, Jason Sawyer, a fine battle going on out front. Sawyer working the rim on the outside in the 28. Haywood in the 29 working down on the inside. Here, Haywood starts to take the lead, but then it's Sawyer on the outside in the 28 who really picks up momentum. We got a spin over in turn 4. Joe Daniels. White flag is out on the field. Let's see if Daniels can keep her rolling. He does. Check out the battle down the backstretch into turn number 3. Nick Haywood has the lead, clearly going into 3. Now they'll race into turn number 4. Nick Haywood, the points leader. Looks like he's going to get the job done. Here comes Sawyer after him on the outside, but Haywood drifts up the track, takes that momentum away. A fine move by Nick Haywood as he wins it. 2nd to Jason Sawyer, 3rd to Mark Karen, 4th to Robert Gordon. 5th will go to Keith Pelkey in the 24. 6th goes to Roger LeBounty. And then unfortunately for little Joe Daniels, he will end up in the final spot with his number 8 modifieds ready to rumble. Here they come off turn 4. Green flag. Max MVN from the outside will take the lead as it really boxes up. A slow start for Spencer Rushlaw on the 21. That inside line got all boxed behind Rushlaw in the number 21. And now here is Andy Haywood from the outside of row number 2, challenging for the lead in turn number 4. And Andy Haywood at the stripe's going to have it. Andy Haywood in the Niscoba, number 80, takes the lead going into coming off of turn number 4 down the front stretch. And now they battle off of turn number 2. They will part Max MVN left and right. Aaron Bartamy to the left, Mike Bruno to the right. Here they come off turn number 4. Bartamy in 2nd, Mike Bruno to 3rd. Max MVN in the Regal Bakery, number 25, running in the 4th spot. Now coming back after Bruno. He drifted up the track and really had to get on the binders, and that boxed up Mike Wells and Martin Roy behind him. Martin Roy now trying to get around Max MVN and take the 4th position away. Top 5 pickup handicap. Andy Haywood leading by 2 over Aaron Bartamy in the B3. Then it's Mike Bruno on board the Crickets 22, but he's a good distance behind Bartamy, who has that second spot, and then a good distance back to Mike Wells, who is now running 4th. Martin Roy, the points leader, into the 5th position in the Gamache Truck Center number 90. 6th, it's Max Mvien in the 25. The Liquor and Wine Warehouse number 55 for Matt Woodruff is mired in the 7th spot, and then Spencer Rushlaw back in 8th in the number 21. One car that we should mention that had difficulty earlier in practice was Terry Hayes in the 01. We did not see Terry come out for a qualifier. Out front, Andy Haywood in the 80. The B3 for Aaron Bartamy, the Crickets 22 for Mike Bruno closing in. It is a car length advantage for Haywood over Bartamy in that B3. And then it's about 2 car lengths back to Mike Bruno, who is dialing in that Crickets 22, throwing it down to the inside of Bartamy. Can't quite get there, though, to take that second spot away. Andy Haywood enjoys the battle that's going on behind him because he's starting to check out a little bit. He's pulling away. It's now about 3 or 4 car lengths, his advantage over Aaron Bartamy in that B3. Bartamy is hanging on to second. Mike Bruno right there, though, with the 22. And then 4th, Mike Wells. Mike Wells has really done a fine job moving up into this division after running in the Sportsman, although he's got his hands full right now with Martin Roy, who is trying to nudge his way by in the number 90, and he finally will. After finding room down to the inside, he will take that second spot. Well, Aaron Bartamy sizing up Andy Haywood and now going for the lead on the outside. Here they come into turn number 4. White flag is out, and we've got a battle for the lead. Andy Haywood in the 80. Aaron Bartamy in the B3. Bartamy wants to go to the rim on the outside. Gets a good run off turn number 2. Haywood drifts up the track. Bartamy had to get on the binders as he almost drifted off the track on the backstretch. Now coming back after him into turn number 4. Haywood powers through on the inside. He's going to hang on to win it. Aaron Bartamy the 2nd. Mike Bruno runs 3rd. 4th to Martin Roy. 5th goes to Mike Wells in the 76. Then it's Matt Woodruff in the double nickel. Max Mvien in the number 25. And then it's Spencer Rushlaw in the 21 pulling up the rear. All right.
6 rows back, Scotty Richner, the Grape Ape, in the 21. Scotty wanted to thank Gene Bushy from Bushy's Auto for giving him a set of tires for this evening's race. The 61 of Levi Bombard is next, followed by the 7 of Josh LeClaire and the 79 of Brad Bushy. Nice even start on the inside. Baker gets the jump now, coming into turn number 2. He's going to lead him up the backstretch the first time. Here comes Fountain in that 77, making it 3 wide and splitting the middle. Now Blondo looks to the outside. And Jason Blondo's going to stick a nose in front, and he will lead them off turn 4. Blondo leads lap number 1. Look out, we got the 61 of Bombard spinning through the infield. The 79 of Bushy also went around. We've got more trouble. Ledoux's 47 got up on 2 wheels as the 22 of Collins and the 2 of Baker had problems in turn number 1.
All right, looks like we're ready to run again. Rick, a little kitty litter still over in between turns 1 and 2. That could make for a little hairy situation going into that turn, but the Bombers are ready to go again.
Here we go. Back to the green. Blondo on the inside, Baker on the outside. Blondo gets the jump in that 5. Here comes the Grape Ape looking at a 3 wide move. Now he swings it back to the inside as that 2 car of Baker drifted up in front of him. Blondo is your leader in the 5. Fountain 77 runs 2nd. Seymour on the outside in the 357, battling right alongside the 45 of Laporte. Richner and the Bushy's Auto number 21 running in that 5th spot with Levi Bombard 6th. They go through the speedy dry. A couple of cars drifted up a little bit. Fountain got a little squirrely in the 77, but he holds onto it. Laporte's looking to make a move on the inside in the green slime 45. They're going to come off turn 4 this time by. They'll be halfway. Look out, 3 wide. The 77 car got into the 357 of Seymour, and the bad luck continues for the 357. There goes the rear bumper cover. Looks like we're going to be able to stay green as the 357 trying to get it refired and rejoin the field at the back of the pack. Again, that 77 car a little bit squirrely in turn 4. The D-Moore number 3 had to go high to get around him. Up front, the jostling in for that 2nd, 3rd, and 4th spot have given Jason Blondo a commanding lead in the 5 car. The battle is for 2nd between the Green Slime and the Grape Ape. The 79 of Bushy, who had problems on lap number 1, has worked his way up to the number 4 spot. Look out, contact coming off of 4 between the 3 and the 61. Nice job by Levi Bombard to hold on to that car. Cruise control for the 5 coming off of turn 4. He could coast home from here. Checkered flag is out. Jason Blondo will be your winner. Second spot goes to the Laporte 45. Richner finishes third in the 21. Bushy fourth. And fifth spot will go to the 61 of Levi Bombard.
Milton, Vermont in the 09. Outside, the Ganayinka Bingo Renterek 61 for the points leader, Plattsburgh's Robin Wood. The final road is car number 17 from Fairfax, Vermont, the B&A auto car for Richie Turner. And shotgun to the field, as we said, Skip Liberty driving the 00 tonight. Green flag. Out front, it's Mike Shagnon in the 86. Travis Bruno running right behind. Brian McGinley darts up the track. Tyler Terry had to think quickly and take evasive action the 44, but he's going to go all the way towards the back of the pack. You got some fast cars back there. Turner in the 17. They're running 3 wide off 4. Turner, Wood, Tyler Terry, tightly bunched at the back of the pack. And right now they are boxed as you got Larry Underwood running 4th. On the outside, Brian McGinley. Rich Watson is there as well. Now Wood and Terry starting to make a move. But Richie Turner in the 17, he's going to have to try to get to the outside if he's going to move to the front. Just a traffic jam in the middle of this qualifier for the J&S Steel Sportsman. Out front, it is the 39 of Wild Bill Sawyer. Mike Shagnon running in the second spot. Third is Travis Bruno. Fourth is Brian McGinley. Fifth, Rich Watson. Sixth is Tyler Terry. And right now, not in a qualified spot, your points leader, Robin Woods, running dead last in this second qualifier. And they are banging over in turn number 4. Rich Watson in the 09 trying to come through. Brian McGinley going right up by the wall. Tyler Terry is there. A little rubbing between the 09, the 35, and the 44. And now again, Watson drifts up the track. Gets a piece of the 35, who drifts up the track into the 44. Tyler Terry has to go off atop the speedway. So some real bumping and banging going on in the middle of the pack. There's a car bad loose. That's McGinley in the 35. Out front, it's Wild Bill Sawyer. That's a safe place to be. Sawyer, Shagnon, Bruno running in the top 3. The big orange, Rich Watson, gets off the backstretch a little bit. It's going to cost him a spot to Richie Turner. And now Robin Wood has his sights on the 09 of Rich Watson as well. Watson right now has the 5th spot. Robin Wood is 6th. Top 6 cars will qualify for their handicap, and Robin Wood is into the top 5. Rich Watson running now in the 6th position with the 09. 7th, it's Larry Underwood. 8th, it's the 44 of Tyler Terry. Terry going after that spot that Underwood has on the outside. Here comes Tyler Terry. He's going to take it away. Tyler Terry will move into the 7th position. 8th is Larry Underwood. Brian McGinley running 9th. Richie Turner trying to move into the top 3. Turner goes to the outside of Travis Bruno. Turner in the 17. Running around Bruno in that 33. Right behind them is Robin Wood in car number 61. As they race off turn number 4 at the stripe, Richie Turner had that 3rd position. Wild Bill Sawyer continues to pull away from Mike Shagnon, who drifts up right in front of Richie Turner. Turner had to get on the binders, but now is on it as he drives down to the inside of Mike Shagnon, trying to take the 2nd position away, and he will into turn number 4. Richie Turner with a fine drive. It wasn't long ago that Richie Turner was dead last in the qualifier, but he was able eventually to get to the outside as he was boxed down on the inside. He got to the outside, and he's into 2nd. Look who's in the show spot right now, Robin Wood. Robin Wood at one point, back around lap 2 or 3, was running dead last. White flag is out. Bill Sawyer starting to move with this 39. They've been working with setup and trying to get this car to handle better for him. It was real evil the first few events of the season. That car was bad loose, but they've got it dialed in, and Bill Sawyer with a very healthy lead out front with his number 39. And he's going to win this qualifier convincingly. Going away, it's Wild Bill Sawyer in the 39. Easy win. 2nd to Richie Turner. 3rd, it's Robin Wood. 4th, Mike Shagnon. 5th to Travis Bruno. 6th to Rich Watson. 7th goes to Tyler Terry. 8th goes to Larry Underwood. And 9th will go to Brian McGinley in the number 35.
And we are still waiting for a driver on the 84 car, which will be going shotgun.
I guess that might be Rob Clark.
Here we go. Green flag is out. On the outside, McCormick gets the jump in the 17. Seymour holding on to that 2nd spot as Bobby LeVere moving up quickly in the 5. And here comes Captain Thunder in the 95. Chris Clark is driving the 84 car this evening. First appearance of 2009 for Chris in the 84. Jeff McCormick is your leader. But here comes Bobby LeVere looking to the inside of shotgun. And that's a good battle starting to develop for that number 2 spot as Captain Thunder's on the move in the 95. Chris LeVere having some problems in the 9 car. That car is slowed up the backstretch. And we're going to have a good battle up front as now Bobby LeVere goes right on by the McCormick 17. Here comes Donor. Trouble in turn 2. Seymour's 35 went around. And he got piled into by, I believe it was the 07 of Rick Woodruff. Parts all over the turn 2 area off the 35 car. Black flag being shaken at the 26 of Matt Brusso. Ready to go. Back to green flag action this time by. 2 down, 4 remain. Green is out. McCormick gets the jump. LeVere right on the back bumper. Looking for a way by on the inside, and Bobby LeVere zooming by for the lead. Here comes Rick Donor on the inside in the 95. He's now taking 3rd spot away. He's now taking 2nd spot away. Donor at the line by half a nose. McCormick 17 back to the 3rd spot. Brusso's running 4th in the 26. Looks like that 9's running pretty good now for Chris LeVere. Maybe the mechanical issues have straightened himself out. He's now running in the 5th spot. 2 to go this time by for Bobby LeVere. He was the main event winner 1 week ago. He's trying to respond with his 2nd consecutive checkered flag. This one coming in a qualifier. Rick Donor's about 2 car lengths behind. McCormick runs 3rd. Brusso looking to the inside. That's a good battle for the number 3 spot as the white flag is out. LeVere and Donor have it to themselves to settle in this 3rd qualifier. LeVere leads it by a car length. Donor looking for the outside. Now looks down at the bottom of the racetrack. Doesn't see any room there. Here they come down the stretch at the line. Bobby LeVere wins it. Rick Donor 2nd. Matty Brusso gets 3rd. Jeff McCormick 4th. And Chris LeVere will round out the top 5 in car number 9.
Out front, Mike Terry and Randy Ledoux. It's a 2-car breakaway. Kenny Davies running in the 3rd position as he is able to make that pass of Jason Sawyer. Now Sawyer in the 28 is trying to fend off Kevin Booten in the number 25. Booten in the 25 moving down to the inside in turn number 2. Sawyer goes atop the track. We got a spinner over here off the 4th turn. That is Josh Allen in the number 10. A bunch of smoke coming off the 4th turn. Black flag is out for Freeman Sawyer in the 51. Allen has the 10 car rolling towards the infield, and it looks like, again, we will stay under green. The leaders are in the middle of the backstretch. Mike Terry with a 5 car length advantage over Randy Ledoux in the 47, and then it's a good gap back to Kenny Davies in the number 9. 4th is now Booten in the number 25. Jason Sawyer is running in the 5th position. Running in the 6th spot, it is Keith Pelkey. 7th is number 7, Lonnie Rivers. 8th is Nick Haywood in the 29. Running 9th right now, Robert Gordon. Cody Kilburn in the top 10. The 11 car is 11th. That's Lance Rabtoy. 12th is Joe Daniels. 13th is Keith O'Neill. 14th is the 13 of Joe Warren. And 15th is Kenny St. Germain. Mike Terry putting cars a lap down, including Brian Pugh's 29 New York. Metalman in the deuce will be the next car to go a lap down. Josh Allen in the number 10 in front of Metalman, although Allen has probably already lost a lap after spinning down into the infield. Or at best is trying to stay on the tail end of the lead lap. The field really starting to string out. Mike Terry's got a half backstretch lead almost over Randy Ledoux's number 47. And the traffic that is in front of the race leader is working at a decent speed, and it's not real heavy in front of him. So I think he'll be able to negotiate some of these slower cars pretty easily. The battle for 3rd is underway with Kevin Booten at 25 and the 9 of Kenny Davies over in turn number 2 and now down the backstretch. Booten had the inside advantage, but Booten with the inside advantage. But Davies atop turn number 2 got a real good run last time to hang on to 3rd. Now let's see how this slower traffic shakes out in front of those 2 guys that are battling for the 3rd spot. They're boxed right now. Davies is going to thread the needle, hanging on to 3rd. 10 laps remain in the Versatile Trailer Sales Renegade feature event tonight. And now Booten is going to dive down to the inside of the deuce, but in so doing, he's kind of lost the battle for third, at least to this point, with Kenny Davies. Well, Mike Terry still with a car lane, make that a half backstretch advantage over Randy Ledoux in the number 47. And then it's Davies in the 9th, third, Booten in the 25, running fourth. Fifth is Jason Sawyer. Sixth is Nick Haywood. He's coming after him, though, to get into the top 5. Haywood running 6th in the 29. Lonnie Rivers is 7th. 8th, it is Keith Pelkey. 9th, it's Robert Gordon. 10th, it's Lance Raptoy. 11th is Keith O'Neill. 12th is Cody Kilburn. 13th is Joe Daniels. 14th is Joe Warren. And 15th is Kenny St. Germain. Now the fight for third right now almost dead even as they race up into turn number 1. The 25 and the 9, the battle continues. Kenny Davies coming back after him on the outside down the backstretch. There's a good battle for spots 4, 5, and 6 as well. Make that 5, 6, and 7. Sawyer, Haywood, and Rivers. And they're 3 wide almost into turn number 4. Real good fight going on for the 5th position. Jason Sawyer's been hanging on to that 5th spot. But both Lonnie Rivers and Nick Haywood are trying to get there. And the 7 and the 29 almost seem dead even. Booten has picked off Kenny Davies. He moves into the top 3 with the number 25. 5 laps to go this time by for your leader, Mike Terry. And Terry, the leader, is up in turn number 3. His lead is now a full backstretch over Randy Ledoux in the 47. 5 to go for Mike Terry. Here he is at the start-finish line. Randy Ledoux hanging on to second. Really no challenge there. He's got a backstretch lead himself on the 3rd place car, which is Kevin Booten in the number 25. And then from Booten back to Davies, it's 3 car lengths. From Kenny Davies back to Lonnie Rivers, who is now 5th, it is about 10 car lengths. Rivers running 5th. Jason Sawyer is 6th. 7th right now, Nick Haywood. And the 29 and the 7 had a great battle going on in this feature event. 20 points is the distance between those 2 cars in the point standings. Lonnie Rivers in 2nd, and Nick Haywood in the 29 is the points leader. The leader, Mike Terry, running up on the back of the pack again. Some slower cars that are fighting for position themselves, but they're running side by side right in front of the race leader, Mike Terry, who is in turn number 3. Right in front of him are Mark Caron and Robbie Favreau, the 5 and the 27. But I'm not sure, he probably could just sit there. I mean, he's got such a huge lead built up with 2 laps to go. Mike Terry could almost sit behind those 2 cars that are running at a pretty good clip themselves. But now he's got room. Robbie Favreau seemed to get on the brakes a little bit and not allowed the 65 to move through and slice right through the 5 and the 27. And here he comes off of turn number 4 with the white flag unfurled. The white flag is out for Mike Terry. Mike Terry from Grand Isle, Vermont, looking for his first win of 2009, and he is well on his way to it. It would take something catastrophic at this point for him to not win. We don't often see blowouts in this division, but that's what we've seen tonight. Here he comes off turn number 4. Mike Terry with his first win of the season. Finishing 2nd, Randy Ledoux. Good for Randy. That team's had a tough 2009. Kevin Booten runs to 3rd in the 25. Kenny Davies 4th. Lonnie Rivers 5th. 6th, Nick Haywood. 7th to Jason Sawyer. 8th, Keith Pelkey. 9th, Lance Raptoy. 10th to Roger LeBounty. 11th to the H2O, Robert Gordon. Make that 10th to Gordon. 11th to Joe Warren. And then it shakes out from there on back. But a convincing win, one that we don't often see in the Renegade class. Mike Terry blows the doors off everybody tonight to get the checkered flag.
All right, Rick, we'll wait for Mike Terry to hop out of his Renegade. Dominating win for Mike tonight as he started towards the front, took the lead on lap number 1. And a green to checkers run tonight for the Renegades, not one yellow flag in their feature event.
Look, you're rolling away, Mike.
All right, I think we've got the car finally stopped. And now Mike's going to climb out of his car. Give him a nice round of applause, everybody. Mike Terry wins for the first time this season. Come on over, Mike. Come on over. Mike gets a cold drink of water. We'll get him to come around and talk to him about his win tonight. Mike, it looked like the key for you going into the feature event, you started up near the front, but you took the lead on lap number 1. You were able to work to the outside and quickly get to the front, and once you got there, the car was very fast.
Yeah, it's been a couple weeks. I finally got it figured out, and had a good time. It was fun.
It's not often that we see in your division, which is always so competitive and close, a win this dominating. The car was really super fast. You could see it in the qualifier. After a couple of weeks where you've struggled with it, is there one or two things that maybe you've worked on to get it as fast as it was tonight?
Oh, it's camber and the toe caster mainly, and getting the right air pressures and stuff.
Well, you had the right pressures tonight, and everything was all hooked up. Congratulations. Nice job.
Thanks. I want to thank Wells Auto Repair, Kim Snack Bar, and Mike Wells owes me $100 for winning tonight.
All right, congratulations, Mike Terry. Good luck collecting on that one.
And shotgun on the field, driving the number 38, it is Mike Finney. Terry Hayes, a scratch. 25 modifieds ready to rumble. Here they come. Off turn 4, green flag. On the start, Bryant Trim, Mike Reel. Mike Reel gets a good drive atop. Look out! Adam Barnaby sideways off two. Got a piece of Richard Tesser. Everybody's all right. They're 3 wide into 3. Tesser got back on the hammer on the outside. Everybody's going to make it through. Here comes Martin Roy. He's moving on the outside. They're 3 wide. Zemkin down on the inside. Barnaby in the X. There's Bruno in the Crickets 22. Martin Roy hustling on the rim on the outside in car number 90. Martin Roy charging towards the front. 3 wide still with Zemkin on the inside. Bruno working the middle. Martin Roy on the outside as they follow Richard Tesser towards the front. Out front, Mike Rio, Leon Gagno. Here comes Gagno making a move to the outside. That move denied by Rio. Gagno stays on the rim on the outside. Jason Durgan also trying to move in the number 17. Mike Rio, the leader in the 02. Leon Gagno runs second. Bryant Trim running third. Jason Durgan in the 17 looking to go back to back, sitting in the 4th spot. Andy Kane runs 5th, but look at Barnaby charge. Aaron Barnaby in the B3 running in the 6th position right now has his eyes set on Andy Kane in the 27, who is running in position number 5. Leon Gagno still working on the outside, trying to get bite, trying to get a good run down the backstretch into turn number 3. They're almost even, running wheel to wheel into turn number 4. Leon Gagno from the rim on the outside, charging to the lead. It's Leon Gagno. Leon Gagno had the lead at the stripe by about 5 feet. Now off turn number 2, he'll finish the pass of Mike Rio. Bryant Trim still running in 3rd. Jason Durgan is sitting in the 4th spot. 5th, Aaron Barnaby in that B3. He has worked past Andy Kane, who is back to 6th. 7th, it's the pistol, Patrick Dupree. 8th is Andy Haywood. 9th is Mike Wells in the 76. 10th is Mark Tanois. 11th, in the Crickets 22, it is Mike Bruno. Running in 12th, it's Richard Tesser. 13th is Adam Barnaby. 14th is Jessica Zemkin. 15th is George Foley in the 34. Out front, Leon Gagno is pulling away from Mike Rio. Bryant Trim hanging on to 3rd. Jason Durgan right on the back bumper of Trim that last lap into turn number 2. Dan Brown off the pace into 40. He's way up atop the track in turn number 4. Still rolling. Let's see if everybody can funnel past down the front stretch where it really starts to tighten up. Brown may have a tire down on the number 40 machine, as it is the right rear tire all the way down on the 40 as he head back to the garage. Out front, here's Leon Gagno pulling away from Mike Riel as he heads into turn number 1. Challenged on for 4th. Aaron Barnaby to the inside of Jason Durgan. Barnaby is on the move into position number 4. Patrick Dupree trying to go with him. The pistol, Patrick Dupree in the 24, trying to get that spot away from Jason Durgan down on the inside. Durgan for now will hold him off. Aaron Barnaby is on a rail with the B3. He's going to look to the outside of Bryant Trim. Trim running strong. Now the pistol, Patrick Dupree in the 24, to the inside of Jason Durgan into turn number 3. They're racing for 5th. And give it to Patrick Dupree in the number 24. He's into the top 5. Leon Gagno still hauling the mail out front. He's got a half backstretch lead over Mike Riel in the 02. It's Veterans Week, it seems, right now, because you've got 2 wily veterans up front. And Leon Gagno in the 4 and Mike Riel in the 02. Then Bryant Trim, first year in the modified, running in the 3rd spot. Aaron Barnaby on board the B3, running in the 4th position. Then Patrick Dupree 5th. Barnaby diving down to the inside of Trim, trying to find racing room down to the inside in 3 and 4, but it's not there. Trim works that lower line through the turns, maintaining a pretty good speed. You're going to have to get it done on the outside of that 59. And it's exactly where Barnaby is going right now. Aaron Barnaby, excellent bite off turn number 2, and he will drive past Brian Trim into the 3rd spot. Patrick Dupree trying to follow him through on the outside, and he will. Boy, Jason Durgan is not nearly at the same speed we saw him last week. Talked to him after practice, and that car was a lot looser. They put on a new right rear tire, and that car not nearly as strong as we saw him last week. He just got passed by Andy Haywood, and now Mike Bruno is about to put him another position down. Halfway through this 30-lap feature event, and Leon Gagnon was working the back of the pack. He just put Spencer Rushlaw a lap down. Craig Riel is next on the list that potentially could lose a lap. But Gagnon is running strong. He's got almost a straightaway lead over Mike Riel. Patrick Dupree has taken 3rd away from Aaron Barnaby. So the defending track champion is into the top 3, and he may be the fastest car on the racetrack. He next pulls up on the 02 of Mike Riel. Leon Gagnon running a lap time of 16.849 last time by, and a 16.845 for Patrick Dupree, who is running in the 3rd spot. Mike Riel running as fast as we've seen him in some time, just under 17 seconds, a 16.9 put down by Riel. Out front, Leon Gagnon. He's got clear sailing right now, no traffic to contend with. Mike Riel really using up that right rear tire, trying to hold off Patrick Dupree. Dupree in the 24, Barnaby in the B3, close by. That lap for Leon Gagnon, a 16.68. Gagnon also using up that right rear. You can see it smoking coming off turn number 2. Mike Riel's last lap was a 17.2, but they've been dealing with the CO2 of Craig Riel, who just ducked to the infield. Now a 3 modified battle for that 2nd spot. Mike Riel, Patrick Dupree, and Aaron Barnaby. They're all in the mix. Leon Gagnon working heavier traffic now up into turn number 3. The battle for 2nd and 3rd has been very good. And now Barnaby is back in the hunt for the 3rd spot, and Martin Roy is trying to throw his hat into the ring as well. Up in turn 2 is Leon Gagnon. His last lap was just over 17 seconds. Mike Riel turned a time just under 17 seconds, but he still is a huge distance behind the 4. Leon Gagnon does not want to see a yellow flag because he's got almost a half-track lead right now over the 02 of Mike Riel. And a gaggle of cars, 4 of them in front of Mike Riel, that he's going to have to work past. Again, Patrick Dupree. This time he's got the inside on Mike Riel. Can Riel pin him down behind the slower traffic? Yes. Dupree dives up the track right in front of Aaron Barnaby. Got a piece of Barnaby, and that set him up the racetrack. He lost a spot to Martin Roy. Again, Dupree looking to the inside, can't get there. Mike Riel really doing a nice job using some of the slower cars, and that has boxed Dupree right behind him. Leon Gagnon, last lap time, a 16.6. One of the fastest laps that Gagnon has turned all race. 16.6 the time turned last lap by Leon Gagnon. 5 laps to go for Gagnon, who is looking for his first win of the season. He's got a half-track lead over Mike Riel in the 02. Mike Riel turning a 16.8 that last lap, a 16.65 turned by Gagnon. So he's running 0.3 a second quicker. And now Dupree around the outside of Mike Riel, trying to take that 2nd spot. Patrick Dupree up the top of the track will take 2nd away from Mike Riel. Riel running 3rd. 4th, it is Martin Roy. 5th is Aaron Barnaby. 6th is Mike Bruno. 7th, Brian Trim. 8th is Andy Haywood. We got a car through the infield. That's George Foley. George Foley goes spinning through the infield. Waiting, yellow flag. Oh, that's the last thing Leon Gagnon wanted. Leon Gagnon's last lap was a 16.7. The last completed green flag lap for Leon Gagnon was a 16.7. Rick, the last lap time for Patrick Dupree, 16.37. So Dupree, his last lap was quicker than Gagnon's by 0.3 of a second. A half-track lead is gone. Leon Gagnon and his fans, the last thing he wanted to see was a yellow flag coming out. And the first yellow flag to slow down this feature event for the Ernie's Discount Tools Modifieds hits the speedway with 27 showing complete. Gagnon, right rear tire is flat. Oh, the right rear tire is flat on the number 4. Oh, no. Leon Gagnon has to go back to the garage area. What an awful break for Gagnon. Right flag. Martin Roy going to the outside, trying to get to the top of the racetrack. He has 2nd. Mike Bruno in the Crickets 22. He's rolling as well. He's around Barnaby. Now going after Mike Riel. Now into the top 3. It is Mike Bruno in the Crickets 22. Patrick Dupree shows the way. Martin Roy runs second. Mike Bruno running third. This time by, there'll be 2 laps to go for the Greg Norman Estates number 24, looking for his first win of the season. Patrick Dupree, who has won in his career 11 times. This would be his 12th win if he can pull it off. 2 to go. George Foley retires the 34. He heads back to the garage. Dupree leading 5 car lengths over Martin Roy. The 59, Bryant Trim, has the right rear tire down. He's going to try to nurse it around the racetrack. White flag is out for Dupree. Final time for the Ernie's Discount Tools Modifieds. Dupree leading by 7. He can bring it home off turn number 4. He's going to win going away. Here he comes to the checkered flag. The pistol, Patrick Dupree wins. Roy second, Bruno third, 4th Barnaby, 5th Mike Riel, 6th Andy Haywood, 7th Richard Tisser, 8th to Jason Durgan, 9th to Andy Kane, 10th to Mike Wells, 11th to Matt Woodruff, 12th to Jessica Zemkin, 13th was Adam Barnaby, 14th was Chris Kaye, and I believe Maxim Vien 15th in the 25 or Leon.
All right, thanks, Rick. Pat, come on over. Come on around, Pat. All right, first win of 2009 for Patrick Dupree, 12th win of his career. Come on over, Patrick Dupree.
God, you were good.
All right, we're gonna wrestle you away from everybody. Well, things kind of broke your way down the stretch. You needed a caution flag. Leon Gagnon was well out in front, almost a half-track lead. But you got the brakes. Sometimes you need them in racing. Tonight you got the brakes, and then when you had it, you were able to take advantage.
Yeah, it's too bad. Leon was up front, and when that caution came out, I was looking forward to racing him because I knew our car was pretty fast, and we probably had it to win anyway. But he had some bad luck there, and that's the way it goes. But car was awesome tonight. It was really good. We deserved this one.
You had a real good battle. Mike Riel at the time in the second spot. Aaron Barnaby was also mixing it up with you as the 3 cars were racing for that second position. Talk about that battle for second.
Yeah, well, it's awful tough trying to get somebody on the outside here when everyone's really close to speed. So the minute you do, the car starts going sideways and you start losing some speed. But I guess it must look pretty cool.
Well, it was certainly very tight racing again, which is what we've come to expect since the track has been reconfigured. Great job. Double points as well tonight. Nice job getting your first win of the year.
Yeah, thanks.
That's Patrick Dupree, everybody. He wins for the first time in 2009.
His backup car. That's your field, ready to go. 15 laps, 15-minute time limit. Bombers are underway. Good start on the outside for Kevin Martineau in the 36. He's going to stick his nose in front up the backstretch. But here comes Paul Baker right back on the inside. Josh Leclerc's number 7 just taking a parade lap. He looks like he's headed back to the garage area. They are 3 wide coming off turn 4 the first time. Baker leads lap number 1. Martineau right on his back bumper looking to the inside, trying to get the lead back as they go into turn 2. Martineau right alongside Baker. It's a good battle for the second spot. Joyle in the 57 has now gone to third. Atkins in the 21A right there on the inside. Fountain right there on the outside. And Blondell thinking about splitting them two. Joyle sideways coming off turn 1. He thought about a middle move there. But Baker extends his lead to a couple of car lengths. Joyle runs second. Martineau right there on the inside. Here comes Blondo. Brake smoke coming off the 21A as he had to get on the binders. I don't want to jinx it, but in our 2 features so far, we haven't had a caution flag, or we've had just 1 caution flag. That was for the Foley spin in the modifieds. Fountain spins the 77 up in 2, but gets it refired. Meanwhile, Bill Joyle has taken over the lead of this race. And Jason Blondo has gone to second. Paul Baker runs third. The Great Babe runs in the 4th spot in the 21 car. It's amazing what those new tires from Bush's Auto Repair are doing on that 21 car. This is the fastest Richner's run all season long. Bombard moving up alongside him in the 61 as they look to double team the 2 of Baker. Baker running in the middle of the racetrack. Richner has room on the inside. And the Great Ape trying to take that 3rd spot. They run. Oh, look out. Trouble on the backstretch. Baker gets into Richner, and he goes out into the bunker. They may need a sandwich to get the 21 car out of the bunker on the backstretch. Caution flag is out. The Great Bay, 5 laps down, 10 laps remain. Off turn forward, back to the green flag. Joyles 57 sticks a nose in front, coming off a 1, but Blondo hanging right with him on the outside. Levi Bombard's moved his 61 car into the 3rd spot. Whitney's on the move. Here comes Myers, 3 wide in turn number 3 in the 75. They are side by side for that top spot as they hit the halfway point.
Next time.
Blondo with a nose in front. Joyle trying to come back on the inside. Bombard right there in the 61. The 24 car of Whitney, he's right there. The green slime, he's into 5th. Duravage, last week's winner, he's into 6th. Myers is now 7th. Steve Miller has the 66 car in the 8th spot. April Bordeaux runs 9th. Paul Baker 10th in the 2. But now Jason Blondo's got a couple of car lengths on the 57 of Bill Joyle. And there's 3 more back to the battle for that number 3 spot. Whitney moving by on the inside. But no, did not have enough momentum to get down the front stretch as the outside line worked for the Bombard 61. Again, they look to the inside of the 61 car. This time on the deep inside, it's Duravage. The 88 car flying by on the inside. He'll go from 5th, 4th, now 3rd. Whitney moves up a spot. He goes to 4th. 5th, the 45 of Laporte. Back to 6th is Bombard. Myers right there looking to the inside. Now Whitney's 24 is in trouble. Tire down on the 24 cars. We've got 5 to go. 5 to go for your leader, Jason Blondo, looking for win number 2. Caution flag is out. The Atkins 21A is crawling up in turn number 3. And Rob, the Blondo 5, the Joyle 57, ready to go. Sherm has arrived with our list of winners. Green flag. Blondo did not get a good restart in the 5 car. He's going to fall back to the number 4 spot. Trying to pick it back up on the outside. He'll race side by side with Duravage. Joyle is your new leader. The green slime running in the number 2 spot. Here comes Blondo back for more on the outside. Joyle trying to hang on for 4 more laps to get his first win. Now he's off the pace, and Blondo's back for the lead. Holy cow! Duravage coming back on the inside. What is going on tonight? Three wide action in the corner trying to run down the leader, Jason Blondo. It certainly looked as though there was a problem on that 5 car. He went from the lead on the restart all the way back to the number 4 spot within a matter of 2 turns. Now he's got the lead back. Trouble on the Cody Myers 75. He's off the pace. Myers is headed back to the garage area. Bombard 61 had a little contact. Steve Miller spins the 66. He's off the track in turn 2. Nice job by Steve to hold on to that car. White flag coming out this time by. Another spin in turn 3. That's the Joyle 57. We've got action everywhere.
And Myers, the points leader, Rick. This could really hurt. Double points.
Blondo, Duravage, Whitney, Green Slime, and Levi Bombard 61 is 5th. Here they come off turn 4 the final time. Jason Blondo is going to get win number 2. Second spot to Josh Duravage. Third spot will go to the 24 car of Wade Whitney. The 45 of Josh Laporte, 4th. And 5th spot will go to the 61 of Levi Bombard.
All right, Rick, Jason Blondo gets his second win of 2009. Jay, come on over. Last time was after 5 laps This time you can tell people there was no 5-lap victory. It was all 15. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Tell us about your race on that last restart with 10 laps to go. The car seemed to sputter. What happened on that restart?
Just didn't get on it too soon, and well, I got back anyways.
Well, you lost a lot of spots on the restart, but then something seemed to happen to the cars in front of you. You were able to get back on the outside, and the car handled real well for you also.
Yeah, this is a really good handling race car, and hey, get to the front. That's all that matters.
Well, congratulations on your second win. Good job.
Thanks. I'd like to thank all my sponsors: Ellenberg Napa, Lake Champlain Roofing, Hartson's Total Opening, Central Garage, Lake Placid, Yard by Yard Lawn Care, Border Automotive and Accessories, Best Friends Family Diner, Woodman of the World, who else? Yeah, just everybody. All my family, friends, my girlfriend Trish, Chris K.A., Randy Martin. Thank you.
All right, that's Jason Blondo. Did a good job. He rattled off all those sponsors as he gets his second win of 2009.
Cap the day off with some fun-filled racing action here at the Big A. All right, green flag back out. From the outside of row number 1, Bucko Branham trying to take the lead down the backstretch. He's got the nose out in front. Chris Reeves trying to hang right with him. Look at Wood. Splitting. Richie Turner and Mike Shagnon. Robin Wood into the top 4. Bucko Branham charging for the lead on the outside. Not quite. It looked like Chris Reeves still had the lead at the stripe by a couple of inches. And now Reeves is loose at a 2. Branham's going to take the lead now. You can see the rear end of the 59 just start to slide out. And that's exactly what Bucko Branham needed from the outside. He will race to the lead. Bucko Branham's the new leader. Running in the second spot is Chris Reeves. Third is Sean Duquette. Fourth is Robin Wood. Wood looking down to the inside of Duquette in the number 18. Robin Wood in that 61 car has fourth for now. He's going after third. Running in fifth, it's Richie Turner in the 17. Sixth, it's Toby Ebersol. Seventh on the outside, Mike Shagnon. Eighth is Bill Sawyer. And running in the ninth position, it is Jamie Begor in the number 19. Out front, it is Branham pulling away to a car length, make it 2. Down the backstretch, Robin Wood to third. He finishes the pass of Sean Duquette. Next in line for Wood will be that 59 of Chris Reeves. Bucko Branham, Chris Reeves, Robin Wood trying to pull away from Sean Duquette, who is fourth. Richie Turner right on the back bumper of Sean Duquette for that fourth position. Side-by-side racing towards the back of the pack. As Rick Frenier was able to take a spot away from Rich Watson, and now Larry Underwood going after that spot. Watson stuck on the outside in the 09, and he is losing position after position. The top 3 cars have pulled away from a battle for fourth. Richie Turner has inside position now with Sean Duquette working on the outside in car number 18. That's a good battle for fourth as they race off turn number 4. Sean Duquette hanging on to fourth on the outside. That last lap, Bucko Branham turning a time of 19.36 seconds. The time for Robin Wood sitting in third, 19.33 seconds. So Wood was just a tick quicker on the AMB scoring monitor. And the same thing happens on that lap. 19.45, that last lap time for Bucko Branham. 19.44, the time for Robin Wood. That second place runner, Chris Reeves, turning good times. Actually, he had the faster lap of the top 3 cars that last time by. Chris Reeves turned in a time of 19.38. And again, that last lap, Chris Reeves had the fastest time in the 59. He was running a 19.42, Wood a 19.46, and Branham a 19.5. So Chris Reeves is actually reeling in Bucko Branham based on the lap times. Although that was a better lap for Branham as he runs the quicker lap between himself and Reeves. Clearly, the top 3 are pulling away. The battle for fourth is still going on. Richie Turner and Sean Duquette. They've been running side by side now for the better part of the last 3 or 4 laps. Turner just cannot get the job done on the inside. Duquette getting a good run on the outside. He can't hang on to that spot and finish Turner off. They're just dead even with Turner on the inside and Duquette on the outside. Here come the leaders off turn number 4. Scissors are out. That tells the leaders they are halfway. Wood dives down to the inside, trying to get a peek to the inside of Chris Reeves. Here comes Robin Wood, trying to muscle through off turn number 2. Down the backstretch. Robin Wood into turn number 3 has second. Chris Reeves goes back to third with the number 59, and now Robin Wood will try to chase down the Professor Bucko Branham. He's got less than half of this feature event to do it. The fight for fourth still going on. Richie Turner the 17, Sean Duquette the 18. What a battle they've put on. They've been together, I believe, since at least lap number 8. Might have been even lap number 7 where they started to run side by side. Although Duquette pushes up the track, gets a little bit loose, but no, he's still right there. Really getting a good run atop the track, picking up momentum down the front stretch. Just behind them is Toby Ebersol. Now, he's got a great view of the battle, but he's got no place to go with his number 82. He's sitting in the 6th spot. 7th is Wild Bill Sawyer. 8th is Jamie Begorn the 19. There goes Danny Sullivan around over in turn number 2. He goes right off the top of the racetrack, but he's still rolling and will stay under green. Now Robin Wood is right off the back bumper of Bucko Branham. Wood just turned his fastest lap of the race at 19.26 seconds. Yellow flag is out. We've got another car in the infield off turn number 4, and that brings out the yellow. Sullivan was off atop turn 2. Howard Stoner with trouble in the number 57 in the infield off turn number 4. All right, 15 showing complete. 10 remain for the JNS Steel Sportsman tonight. Branham, Wood, row number 1. Here they come. Green flag! Perfect restart. Side by side, dead even at the stripe. We got a piece of debris that's come off one of the cars right here on the front stretch. That's going to bring out another yellow. The field will scramble along the front stretch here as it just came off of one of the cars. And it's on the entrance into turn number 1 down on the inside. The drivers will try to find that debris and avoid it. And then Bruno and Frenier in row number 5. Those cars running in the top 10. Again, it's a slow pace as they come into turn number 4. Now they're on the hammer down the front stretch. Green flag! Oh, it's a much better restart that time from a competition standpoint and from a Bucko Branham standpoint at least, as he was able to really do a nice job on that restart. The previous restart, they were dead even coming down to the stripe as Larry Underwood is off on the backstretch. He's going to lose a bunch of spots. That time, Bucko really with a good restart, and he will hang on to the lead, although Robin Wood is with him on the outside. It was a 2-foot lead that last lap by Branham. They race into turn number 2. Branham not able to get to the outside. Robin Wood is there. Robin Wood takes the lead down the backstretch, running into turn number 3. Let's see if Bucko Branham can fight back on the inside. Wood has the preferred line for that number 20. 20 likes to run on the outside. Robin Wood will take the lead going into turn number 1. Robin Wood leading, and he is starting to pull away off turn number 2. That last lap almost 0.2 of a second quicker than the number 20. Robin Wood with a little bobble off turn number 4, but Bucko Branham not there to take advantage. Like the rear end just started to skip out a little bit on the 61. Robin Wood leads. What else is new in the JNS Steel Sportsman division? Looking to go back to back to back to back. That's 4 in a row. Branham, he appears to be a little loose in the 20. He is losing the rear bumper of that 61. Battle for 4th. Geez, imagine that. Surprise, surprise. Battle going on for the 4th spot between the 17 and the 18. We got a car spinning. Jamie Begorn, the 19, goes for a spin over on top of turn number 2. And that's going to bring out another yellow flag. Steel Sportsman feature event. Robin Wood is looking for his 4th consecutive win. Bucko Branham would be looking for win number 2 on the outside of row number 1. That's where the 20 car is typically faster on the outside. Here they come. Off turn number 4. Green flag. Now Richie Turner diving down to the inside. He's going after that 2nd spot from Branham, but we see Branham again on top of the racetrack. Can really get a good run as he drives down the backstretch. But he drives down the backstretch seeing that rear bumper of the number 61. Robin Wood leading by a car length and pulling away. He opened it up to 2 car lengths coming off of turn number 4. Off turn number 2 again, you can see the advantage increase lap by lap. Branham really driving it hard into 3 and 4, trying to work him and chase him down, but the car pushed up the racetrack into 4, couldn't quite get on the gas as quickly as Robin Wood could, and that allowed him to pull away. Bucko, he's going to have to worry more about Richie Turner trying to take 2nd away from him than, I think, trying to chase down Robin Wood. He's going to have to hang on to that 2nd spot because Turner's been fast in that 17. We've seen him work through in the inside of a lot of fast race cars. Sean Duquette, for example, in that 18. Well, Robin Wood leading. The battle for 2nd between Richie Turner on the inside, Bucko Branham on the outside. Chris Reeves running in the 4th position. Fifth is Sean Duquette. Sixth, still Toby Ebersol. He's been there, seems, the whole race. Here they come off of turn number 4. 2 laps to go. 19.238 the lap time for Robin Wood. 19.5 the lap time for Richie Turner, who the A&B scoring monitor had in the second spot that last lap. Here comes the field off turn number 4. White flag. Well, they put a bounty up, and the bounty doesn't seem to make much of a difference, because the quicker picker-upper tonight is going to be Robin Wood in that number 61. Here he comes into turn number 3. Final time down the front stretch. Back to back to back to back. Robin Wood wins. The race for second. Branham on the outside. Turner third. Reeves fourth. Fifth Duquette. Sixth Ebersol. Seventh Frenier. Eighth to the 39 of Sawyer. And 10th will go to the 9th rather, will go to the 29 of Ben Huff.
And with that, let's throw it downstairs. Standing by, racing Rob Knowles.
All right, thank you, Rick. Nice job. Richie Turner, third tonight with the 17. The Professor Bucko Branham races to second with the number 20. 4 straight, though, for the Gunny-Yanka Bingo Rent-A-Wreck number 61. How about a nice round of applause for Robin Wood, everybody? Good job, buddy. Good job, buddy. Come on over here, Robin. All right. I'm going to tell you where I think you won this race. The first lap, you went from about 15th up to 6th, and then the caution flag came out. Tell us how you got up to that 6th spot so quickly.
I'm not really sure, actually. I started 12th, and a couple cars got together. One went out the backstretch, and the caution came out in the first lap, and I was up to 6th already, so that definitely made it a lot easier. Skip was really hard to get by. He had a really good car tonight. I was kind of surprised I got by Bucko on the outside, because usually if he gets the lead, it's really hard to get by.
What does that tell you when you can get past him on the outside?
We're having a good year. Yeah, the car's been really good out here. I got to thank my sponsors, Gunny-Yanka Territorial Bingos, Rent-A-Wreck, Daniel Signs, Plaza Barbershop, my crew, Dad, Rudy, Gary, my girlfriend, Nikki, just everybody that helps us out. It's been an amazing year so far, and hopefully we can continue it.
Can you take us through that last restart? What goes through the mind of the driver? Do you put forth a strategy? Do you have a strategy in mind? You know Bucko's on the outside. That's where his car has been faster. You've been fast all over the place. What was your strategy going into that final restart?
I just tried to get a little bit of a jump on him. He jumped a little bit, so I kind of laid back, and when he let up, I gassed it, so that gave me a pretty good start. So that's usually what I usually go through my mind, and tonight it worked out.
Well, congratulations, 4 in a row. Your team is on fire. Great start.
Thank you.
That's Robin Wood, everybody. 4.
Mini modifieds come off turn 4, down to the green. On the inside, that's the 08 for Mr. Turd as Jerry Sweenyer's kicking it up in the bunker. Sweenyer keeps it going, gets it back on the racetrack, but he's lost about a dozen spots. Field comes off turn 4. They'll complete lap number 1, and Mr. Turd is your leader. McCormick has his 17 in the second spot. Jim Varno, in the 2, now running in third, as there's a side-by-side battle going on for the number 4 spot. Outside, Brusso in the 26. Inside, Brissett in the 10. Here comes Bobby Lavera on the move in the 5 car. He looked at middle move there, but had to back off. Speedy Brissett's 03 is off the pace. He's going to take it back to the garage area. Look out, contact up in turn 2. 2 cars off. The 26 of Brusso and the 10 of Brissett got together. Both cars went for a wild ride. Brissett did not pull back into the garage area. Instead, he's come to a halt on the backstretch. Caution.
You're right.
Here they come. Bordeaux setting a slow pace along with McCormick off turn 4. Green flag is out. Bordeaux is your leader, but here comes Lavere on the inside as McCormick's going to go for a ride in the bunker. Bobby Lavere on the inside grabs the lead. Thwaites has worked his way into the number 2 spot. Now Thwaites looks to the inside of Lavere as they move into turn 1. Thwaites on the inside. Bobby LeVere on the outside. Thwaites sticks a nose in front. He is your new leader. Bobby LeVere back to second. And here comes that 9 car. Chris LeVere is up to the number 3 spot. Bordeaux is back to 4th. Jimmy Varno running 5th in the 2. Captain Thunder's now worked his way to the outside. And he's going to take the 5th spot away from the Varno car. Look out, Fluid coming out of the D-Moore 86. He spins around and flips it off turn 2. D-Moore goes over. He got into his own fluid and lost control of the vehicle. Red flag is out. Now you see flames coming out of the 86 car. Safety crews quickly on the scene. You see the stream of fluid that starts just at the beginning of turn 1. A couple of cars got into it and spun out. They've got the fire extinguished. Heath Perkins pinch hitting for Dusty D as the number 12 car right now in the 11th spot. Don't forget, double points on the line for the mini modifieds as well. Back to the green. 5 down, 10 to go. LeVere gets a good jump on the inside, but that 69 is strong on the inside, and he just powers away up the backstretch. Donor splitting cars in the 95. He's gone into the 4th spot as he looks to the outside of the 9 of Chris LeVere. Mr. Turd back to 5th. Randy Martin picking him up and setting him down on the outside. That 77 car is fast again on that high outside line. Donor is now taking 3rd spot away from Chris LeVere as Martin continues to close in on that 4th place car. Halfway. Rick Donor in the 95 is pulled right alongside Bobby LeVere in the 5. Bobby getting a little tap from behind by brother Chris. Donor on the outside has his nose in front. He'll pick up all the momentum coming off turn 4. He'll move into the 2nd spot. And he'll try and run down the Thwaites 69. Bobby LeVere back to the number 3 spot in the 5. Chris LeVere runs 4th. Gilligan is now 5th. Jimmy Collins is 6th. Jim Varno is 7th. The Billy Jenkins 33 runs 8th, followed by Tommy Santillo's 88. And Stephen Brissett's number 10 in the top 10. There'll be 5 to go this time by, and the 69 of Thwaites is maintaining about a 6-car length advantage over Captain Thunder. 5 to go for the 69. Top 2 cars have pulled away from that 3rd place car of Bobby LeVere, and he's got about 4 or 5 car lengths on his brother Chris in the 9, who's trying to hold off Gilligan. Jimmy Collins right there in the 02 car to try to make that a 4-car battle for the number 3 spot. It's a ways back to the Jenkins 33. Donor has cut that gap down to 2 car lengths now. He continues to gain ground on the Thwaites 69. Donor right there on the inside looking for the lead as they come into turn 1. Thwaites on the outside has a nose in front. Donor sticking right with him on the inside. It's Thwaites by half a car length and Captain Thunder on the inside. Again, they're side by side into turn 3. Thwaites on the outside gets a little bit too high and Donor will grab the lead. 2 to go. Donor is your new leader. 4-wide battle for the number 3 spot as Donor starts to pull away from Thwaites. Some smoke starting to come out of the 69 car. White flag is out. Martin, 77, has taken over the 3rd spot. But Rick Donor is now starting to pull away from the 69 car. Here they come. Off turn 4. Checkered flag is out. Rick Donor to win it all. Billy Thwaites gets 2nd. 3rd spot at the line goes to Gilligan. 4th spot goes to the 9. And rounding out the top 5 will be the 0-2 of Jimmy Collins. 2 years ago, he won a track championship. Last year, he finished second. And tonight, he picks up win number 1 on the 2009 season, bringing home the Lightning McQueen number 95 home to victory lane. Rick Donor, your winner in tonight's main event for the Keysville Napa Mini Modifieds. Rob is on his way down to victory lane. He'll talk with our main event winner tonight. Randy Martin's out of the 77. How about a nice round of applause for the third place finisher? Gilligan brings the SS Minnow home in the number 3 spot. Billy Twaits is out of the 69. He'll get a second place finish tonight. And there he is, returning the checkers to victory lane. Win number 1 for the driver from Ausable Forks, New York. Let's throw it downstairs. Rob Knowles, take it away.
All right, thanks, Rick. Nice job for Randy Martin tonight. Third, Billy Twaite second with a 69. Good work by Bill. And Rick Donor is unbuckling. We'll get a word with Rick in just a second. As you said, it's his first win of 2009. All right, Rick Donor's got the hat on. He can climb out of his car now. Rick Donor gets the win tonight in the Mini Modified feature event. Come on around, Rick. Well, congratulations. You had to work from middle of the pack towards the front, and the car was handling very well for you.
To the last lap, you see that? That was scary. I hit some oil or something out there in the track.
That was, tell me about that, over in 3 and 4?
Yeah, in 3 and 4, there's a little slick spot. I hit it by accident.
Well, the car, though, as you were able to charge to the front, certainly was working well.
Yes, it was working very well. I want to thank my sponsors. Gordon's Oil, that's the only one I got.
Well, tell us, last week there was a problem, of course, in tech. Can you explain to us what exactly the problem was that they found?
Well, I cleaned my intake out. They got carbon after 100,000 miles on the motors. They got carbon inside, and I run a wire brush up through it.
And that was enough to get the DQ?
It left scratches in it. I didn't argue about it.
All right, well, this week, hopefully everything goes smooth for you over there. Congratulations on getting the win.
Thank you.
That's Rick Donor, everybody, as he wins tonight in the Mini Modified feature event. Rick, back to you.
That's going to wrap up Motorsports Magazine this evening from the Airborne Speedway in Plattsburgh. Rob, double points were on the line, and we saw some great racing action.
Well, what we kind of expected. Teams were trying to figure out their setups, make sure that they had things working for them, because with the double points, a lot of extra pressure in all of the divisions, and we saw some people moving up in the point standings with the double points in the line, and we saw some people really take a hit this week in the point standings as well, Rick, as they didn't have a very good finish. So that's the nature of the beast with the double points. Take, for example, Cody Myers in the Bomber feature event. He ended up near the back of the pack. He'll fall in the point standings. Somebody like Josh Duravash, who had a good finish, he'll be moving up perhaps into the point lead, very likely.
Let's recap some of the action for those of you who may have joined the program in progress. In the modified division, Patrick Dupree, I'm not going to say he was lucky to get the win, but he was fortunate to get that last caution flag with just a few laps to go.
Well, you certainly had to wonder just how much was left in that right rear of Leon Gagno's, even if they had stayed under green, because the yellow flag comes out. It was the only caution of that feature event for the modifieds. Leon Gagno was a half track ahead of everybody else in the field, and then under yellow, the right rear tire goes flat, and that ended his chances of winning. He was clearly in control of the race. But when the yellow comes out, that put a whole bunch of different players in the hunt for the victory, and Patrick Dupree was able to get the win, his first of the season for the defending track champ.
No bounty hunters tonight in the sportsman division as Robin Wood gets the Grand Slam 4 in a row.
Well, it's been a while when you consider the competition in all of the different divisions, not just a sportsman, but in any division where we've seen somebody really kick butt the way Robin Wood is right now. A lot of other teams are trying to figure out what he has in terms of setup and trying to duplicate what he's got working for him. But Robin Wood, 4 straight, in the JNS Steel Sportsman class, and everybody else still trying to chase him down. He's pulling away.
In the Renegade division, we had to go with the People's Court music tonight because over in the Tech area, it was time for a little rough justice. Mike Terry disqualified.
Yeah, Mike Terry, who ended up with a pretty convincing win, did not make it through Tech, and a disqualification for the number 65 team.
That gives the win to the 47 of Randy Ledoux.
And Randy Ledoux is a driver who's had all kinds of bad luck. He's run into a lot of mishaps, most of them none of his own fault, just had no place to go. So good for that 47 team. Their luck takes a turn for the better tonight.
And in the Bomber division, win number 2 in the season to Jason Blondo. And this was a strange race. Blondo took the lead, led most of the race, then lost it on a restart, went from first to fourth, and did that in a matter of just a turn or two. Then within a lap, he already had the lead back and was pulling away.
Yeah, it coincided with a restart, and he felt as though in victory lane, he said he just didn't really get on the throttle very well on the restart. He didn't anticipate well enough, and a lot of other drivers were able to do it. They got to speed a lot faster. It looked as though he had something mechanical going wrong, but once he was able to get the car back up to speed, other drivers in front had some problems, and he was able to get back to the lead. And when he won earlier in the year in a feature that was called after just 5 laps, a lot of people were a little critical of that, but he certainly has no doubters tonight as he was able to take the checkered flag through the 15-lap feature distance.
In the mini-modified event to close the program, Rick Donor starts 16th and comes home the winner.
And the car was overheating. Billy Twait's car was overheating, the number 69, and we heard him mention that down in victory lane. His car started to miss there in the final couple of laps. So there to take advantage was Rick Donor in that mini-modified division. Rick Donor is certainly a guy that has won a lot of races. He knows how to get the job done, and if you've got something going wrong, he'll find a way to beat you, and he was able to do that.
One last thing to do, and that's to pick a Watson Glass Driver of the Week award winner. Gene is busy over on the phone, so we'll try to get a vote from him later. But, Rob, who's your choice?
I'll go with Rick Donor tonight in the mini-mods.
I'll go with Rick Donor as well. So, Gene, we don't need your vote tonight. Enjoy your phone conversation.
Talking on the phone.
We want to thank Jim Watson from the Watson Glass Company for providing the $25 gift certificate for the Watson Glass Driver of the Week. And once again, this week's winner is Rick Donor. Thanks to Brian McBride from Plattsburgh.com and Calvin Castine from Hometown Cable, as well as our videographers Sam Zins and Gene Gagne from OutsideGroove.com.